There are quite a lot of beautiful and most importantly secluded places in the world where their owners can hide from unwanted guests, annoying fuss, and if necessary, from the whole world. But there are special places among them, looking at which it is difficult to imagine why, and most importantly how they appeared and who in general could think of such a thing. It is one of these places and is Clingstone, a house on a tiny island in the Atlantic. The house was built by an American at the dawn of the 20th century, and looking at it, you really understand the meaning of the words "my house, my fortress." But there was a good reason why he was there. The house on the rock has a rich history and a dramatic beginning, although if it were not for the difficulties and problems that preceded its appearance, it would never have existed. The dramatic story begins back in 1905 in the city of Georgetown. At that time, Joseph Warden was a large landowner on the outskirts of the city. He had a spacious house on the same plot. The man was proud of his possessions and dreamed that it would be here that entire generations of Warden would live, and when he was old he would gather his entire extended family together with his grandchildren and great-grandchildren at a large wooden table. But the man's dreams never came true. One day, Joseph received a notification that new territories were required for the expansion of the urban development zone, and for this purpose his homestead, along with the buildings located on it, was perfectly suitable. Of course, the man began to fight for their possessions, but despite this, the local authorities through the court took away everything Warden owned: a house, house structures, a huge plot of land in the city. It's all just taken away and he's left with what he's been making for years. This conflict divided Joseph's life into two parts, before and after. It is said that Joseph did not share the views of corrupt Georgetown officials, and so they decided to show the man who is in charge here. But the officials did not stop there and decided to further humiliate the entrepreneur. He was awarded compensation that only humiliated the proud American. It was a small plot of land far outside the city, which was not suitable for housing construction at all. Joseph Warden tried to appeal the decision of the court, going through many instances, but all in vain. So the whole family left their beloved home, having experienced a great humiliation. Warden then vowed that no one else would ever be able to evict their family from their new home. The American was so upset that he decided that their next home would be away from all civilization. He decided to build a house that would belong to his family for several generations, and that even if he wanted to, he would not be able to take away. It was then that he had the idea to buy an unwanted small island that was located near Rhode Island in the Gulf of the Atlantic Ocean. This place was perfect for Warden, but there was a small problem: this island was a bare rock in the middle of the ocean, and the narrow pier was the only road to the uninhabited rock. But there was no stopping Mr. Walden. This circumstance only emboldened the purposeful man. This is how the difficult history of the unique house on the rock began. What is most interesting, this useless and unsuitable piece of land was sold to him for only $200. The local authorities only smiled at the madman, but Joseph Warden was not afraid of difficulties. They were his strongest motivation. In 1906, he began building his mansion. All construction materials were brought to the island by boats. The whole family worked hard to build a new house, and soon a 3-story mansion was built together, which exceeded all expectations. The area of the structure was very impressive. In total, the house had 23 rooms, 10 of which were bedrooms. The mansion had cozy balconies and terraces where the whole family enjoyed gorgeous sunsets. The prudent landlord even spent all of the available at the time of communication. To create a comfortable life for his family, Joseph Warden did not just build his house on a lonely rock, so he also showed society his essence as a winner. Warden dream come true, and his family have lived for many peaceful years on the windswept Atlantic Ocean to the rock. In 1938, a hurricane broke up the pier and Clingstone became even more isolated. Now the island could only be reached by boat or by swimming through a narrow but very cold strait. Over the years, several generations of families had passed through it, and as Joseph Warden had dreamed, there were many people in his wonderful home for every holiday at a large wooden table. For more than 100 years, the house changed several owners, but whoever lived there, everyone literally fell in love with this place. The family of architect Henry Wood is the last to live in this mansion since 1961. Henry made major repairs not only to the original appearance of the building. A radical restoration of the entire house was carried out. The team of builders did everything possible and impossible to preserve the unique atmosphere of the Hermit Mansion, but at the same time managed to turn it into the most comfortable housing. All devices in the building are powered by solar panels, and water is generated by special installations for collecting and cleaning rainwater. Also connected are installations for recycling waste, which after careful filtration is disposed of in the depths of the ocean. The house is completely autonomous and independent from the mainland, as the first owner once wanted. Henry Wood bought this mansion for only $3,600, which is almost free, but the reconstruction of the house was spent a fabulous amount. But the man does not regret anything, he is glad that he got such a house with an interesting history. Share your opinion in the comments, as well as subscribe to the channel. I have all. See you later.